Yet another clothing haul. Salvation Army. I put them over here. All the bags. 19 items. A lot of heavier stuff. Quite a bit of good stuff. This I'd actually seen a couple times before. It's a Brooks Brothers Tweed. I believe I can call it Tweed. Tweed is a very scratchy sort of wool fabric, and this is also herringbone if you can't tell. That's what that pattern is called. It's like the little lines and the zigzags. This is a Brooks Brothers Tweed, and it's a Brooks Brothers Makers. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Makers line, which is I think a higher end line of Brooks Brothers, and it $9, but it was 25% off because I get that. Seem to be flawless. Comps. There are comps that have sold for around $80, so this could be quite a high dollar item. Not sure, but it's definitely not a mistake. That is definitely a good buy, and it's also weird. Let me actually show you. This one is potentially vintage because it's got 2 buttons on the cuffs, and it's not missing any buttons because, at least I assume it's not, because both of the cuffs are like that. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But that's not common at all, at least in my experience, and probably means it's vintage, which is exactly what the comps told me. The vintage herringbone Tweed Brooks Brothers Makers blazers / sport coats are selling for good money. Okay, I spent way too much time on that. Let's move on to the next thing. This thing, every time I go to this Salvation Army, I find something like this. This is everywhere technical 686 everywhere technical apparel. Really expensive brand, in high demand, over 100% sell through. It's 4 actives, 5 solds for this. And the actives bottom out at around $80. The solds bottom out at around $50. So if I price this at $70, it should pop really fast. I seem to always find these really expensive, or that's really expensive for just a basic pair of pants like that. Brands at this store that I've never heard of, and then I look them up and they're like, yeah, this was $4. Buckle Fulton jeans with it's pretty wrinkled, and they have a stain on them somewhere. I can't find it, but they are boot cut, almost flare leg. That's borderline flare leg. I don't know if these are men's or women's. Size 30R. Yeah, I don't know if these are men's or women's. Buckle, it's kind of hard because they don't put both. Because Buckle, even on men's, I don't think puts the waist and inseam, so it's a little harder to tell. Although, let me check the pockets. Yeah, pockets are deep, so that means it's probably men's. If they were, I couldn't get my knuckles in, probably would mean women's. Regardless, Buckle jeans I pick up universally, and for $4, definitely. Not even going to really screen those that hard. Basic Adidas Sweatpants for $5, so $3.75 really. Basic Adidas, basic Nike stuff I typically don't pick up, but the sweatpants are sweatpants and joggers would be the exception to that. And you'll see a Nike coming up here soon. The sweatpants and joggers, sort of carrying over from COVID, have become really popular. So even in the really, really basic offerings from Adidas or Nike are still in relatively high sell-through. That's in about 75%. Same thing for Nike, which, is that what these are? No, this is not that. This was on a new clothing rack, which normally doesn't happen. There's only one at Salvation Army, but I happened to catch both, which was nice. North Face, full zip jacket, or full zip sweatshirt, TKA stretch, whatever that means, embroidered for $6.50, so I paid $4.88 for this. No brainer. Alright, that's the first bag done. On that same new clothing rack, I saw this. I didn't bother to look this up. $4.13 with the discount for a Duluth Trading Co. size XL women's floral long sleeve button-up shirt. Duluth Trading Co. is a decent brand, and something like this, the floral pattern will sell it. I didn't bother looking that up. Really higher sell-through brand. Yeah, pretty easy. This is the first time I found this in a thrift store. It has stains on it, but it was only $3.50, and it is a Harley tee. As you can see, there are stains on the bottom there, but does not matter. Should be able to sell this for at least 15 plus shipping. This does not look that vintage. It says it's made in Mexico. Let's see, it is deluxe, so it's not, so I don't think it's vintage. But I'll look that up. I didn't bother to look it up in the store. Lattice Motors. It's Gladstone, Oregon. Oh, copyright 2004, so I'm going to call that vintage. I guess it is vintage. Technically not, because I think that would be 18 years and it's supposed to be 20, but that's close enough that I'm going to call it vintage. Definitely use Y2K. Also a very strong keyword. Maybe even stronger than vintage. I don't know. Corduroy pants, very unusual, from Eddie Bauer. They were $4, size 32 men's. Not crazy prices or sell-through on this, but I have good luck with these more unusual Eddie Bauer pieces. Typically, if I can get it for not that expensive, $4 is not that expensive for pants, especially. Then I'm just gonna pick it up. Okay, onto the third bag. This was a really. This one looks like it's gonna be one of the best ones. This has a local golf course on it, but does not matter. Straight down, and I bothered to look it up because it's made in USA. Pretty crazy prices on just this. This should be worth at least like $40 or $50, maybe more, because it does have the elastic waistband. It's like almost, yeah, I would say a knit. I guess that's a Henley. I don't know. It's got the mock collar, the high collar. I don't know what you want to call that, but I'm not sure. The numbers on this brand are really, really strong though. For prices, I think the sell-through was like moderate, like 60%, but that's still good enough for me, especially when the prices were as good as they were. This is the first time I have picked up J. Crew ever at a thrift store, I believe. I might be wrong about that, but oh wait, no, I picked up one other thing from a long time ago. But as you can see, it's 100% lamb's wool. It's a quarter zip sweater, and it does have a hole that I noticed even before I really went to screen it. It's right there. Let's see if I can pull it open. I'll try not to rip it even more open, but it's a pretty small hole, pretty insignificant there. Yeah, it's a little bigger than I thought it was. Whatever. I don't know. The prices on this bottomed out at around 20 to 25. So worst case scenario, I sell this for 15. But I don't know. Sell-through was good even after the really hot months, so I feel like that should be safe. That was one of the riskiest buys. There's another risky buy in here. I don't know. That one should be not that bad. Worst case scenario, I end up making like $2 or $3 on that because I'll sell it for like 14 plus shipping and it'll be out the door. Yeah, flaws do not deter me though. This was an easy. Oh shoot! Just realized the material tag was cut off of this, which is not a huge deal, but it's annoying because now I can't. It's still easy buy, Patagonia, and I believe this is Chinchilla. I might be wrong, but I think this fleece type is the Chinchilla fleece. Is the Chinchilla fleece type? I'll just post it to the Patagonia subreddit. I think it's a women's small. My dad found this for me. That seems to be about a women's small. I assume it's not a kid's size, because I feel like, I don't know. Could be a kid's size. I think it's women's. Whatever. Oh, and it's got that, which I think that's not company embroidery, that's something. Not really something I need to think about though. It was $6.50, just like the North Face jacket. Not really worried about that. This is a Nike NFL dry fit quarter zip, and it's Super Bowl 50. There were comps that were somewhat similar to this that sold for over $100, like $125 is what I think they sold for. I don't know. That should be pretty safe, though. At least 25 plus shipping, I feel, on that. And it seems to be flawless despite being white, which is a miracle. All right. 511 Tactical quarter zip, or no, full zip sweatshirt jacket thingy. I don't know. Gonna look the style code up on this one. Should be pretty simple. ARK78, I don't know. Has a small mark that you're not going to be able to see even if I try to show you, but yeah, 501 Tactical, decent brand. The outerwear is quite strong and will continue to get stronger as the weather finally cools down. Okay, last bag here. The first of two of these vintage Russell made in USA sweatshirts. This is a elastic waistband sweatshirt. The vintage Russell is pretty solid, especially if it's made in USA. This one is flawless, the other one is flawed, but this one should sell for at least 20 plus shipping, probably more like 25 or 30. Not crazy sell-through on these, but pretty just strong brand. I mean, pretty strong thing to find. This is the first time I found this brand. Doesn't have a tag in the top, which is typical of something like a Lululemon. I don't believe it was a tearaway tag, it just looks like it's not there. But this brand is a good brand. Not quite Lululemon level, but it's still very good. This brand, Highlight. Never found it before. Pretty good. I think it used to be better than it is now, but a hoodie, a full zip hoodie from them should do quite well. It has a bit of pilling on it on the back, but not too worried about that. May or may not buy a sweater shaver for this. But yeah, I don't know. Didn't look it up. Highlight should just be safe for $6.50. So pretty easy. And here is the this one was probably the iffiest buy, even more than the J. Crew. Russell size 2XL made in USA. Actually, no, this one's not as iffy as the J. Crew. Sweatshirt size 2XL, and it has a very small paint stain on it. They're a white dot. I don't think that's going to diminish the value that much. You know what? When I was in the store, I feel like this looked like a lot worse of a flaw. That's not that big of a deal. There was one comp that's like this that was not flawed that sold for 40 plus shipping. Sell-through is about 50%, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Hopefully I am. Alright. Oh, this was a good find. I did not expect to ever find one of these, but yeah. Second time I found this brand. APC. Not crazy high demand on these, but this shirt should sell for like $30. Relatively expensive French brand, I assume. A lot of French-sounding names branded... A lot of brands that have French-sounding names are either like Japanese or like Haitian or something, so I don't know. I'm assuming APC is a French brand. It does say Paris in it, so I'd be surprised if it wasn't. And this I thought might be counterfeit, but it looks pretty legit. I don't really think that many people counterfeit APC either. And does it have a material tag? Okay, shoot. I just realized it does not have a material tag, but it does have the embroidered logo on it, which is not something I feel like a counterfeiter would do. Oh wait, what? Oh, nope, it does have a material tag. Yeah, the material tag looks legit. Feels more high quality than a typical material tag. It's like thicker. Yeah, I think this is legit. I don't know. I don't think counterfeit APC is that common of a thing anyways. Okay, rounding it the bend off. Final Russell piece. This one's not made in USA, but it is vintage. New blend, I believe, is vintage Russell. Made in El Salvador, does that say? And it's, I don't actually know who that is. I'm not really that... I don't know. Wait, I thought this said Cardinals for some reason. I don't know why. That does not say Cardinals. Ludians? Yeah, I don't know sports. Vintage Russell thing should be pretty safe. The vintage stuff, if that was made in USA, would be really safe. Okay, and final thing here. This is a somewhat atypical Nike sweatpants, but these are, I'm going to look the style code up because they're not the basic ones, and they also have ankle zips, as you can see. And it's a size XL. That's an easy flip for probably a bit more money, considering these are sweatpants in a size XL, and they are more special. So yeah, that was my haul. I was watching, again, Adrian Adler, and he said that clothing was dry. I have not had that experience. Clothing has been better than ever for me. I have been overflowing with inventory, not to the point that I have a death pile, but to the point that I'm not really going sourcing as much as I would like to. I may up my listing at some point soon, but I don't know. This is just what I'm able to do. This pile is what my haul for today was, and I got this in around 2 hours, not including driving, of course, but like one thrift store. Could have done more if I was actually working a full shift. I think that I might just live in a really good place to thrift because there is very little competition where I live, but I don't know. Please don't come here and take away my no competition zone. Thank you. Bye.